Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing today? So it's your girl Noella. I'm back to your face again to talk to you about real estate matters. And today we'll be talking why should you invest in Nigeria, especially for my brothers and sisters in diaspora. Why should you invest in Nigeria? But before I go properly into this topic, let's discuss something little. Have you noticed that when people are traveling out of Nigeria, especially when people are traveling, Nigerians are traveling, when they go to the UK and the US, you see a lot of blacks, like a lot of Nigerians in the aircraft traveling to London, UK, US, and all that. But when people are coming into Nigeria, we see more of the foreigners coming into Nigeria. Have you ever asked yourself that why are they coming to Nigeria? What is it that they are seeing that you are not seeing? Nigeria is a land of opportunities, filled with different opportunities, and people out there are seeing what we have. Why people only don't even know what we have? That's the first one. I want that to sink. Yeah, just let it sink. Number two, have you realized that despite how Dangote has traveled out of the country, traveled far and wide, or $10, even the Yakupi and the likes of it, they have their dual citizenship. Have you realized that they still have investments in Nigeria? They have a lot of things to lose than even you. Yeah, they have more to do because they are the billionaires in Nigeria. So I think they should not even want to invest in Nigeria. But yet they invest in Nigeria. We can see how Dangote has a massive plot of land in the Bejuleki. His refinery, his sugar, his factory, they are still in Nigeria. What are they seeing that you're not seeing? And people out there are coming into Nigeria massively to invest. But you are saying you don't want to invest. Number three, are you aware that the massive, like the highest concentration of dollars at the moment is actually in West Africa? The highest concentration of dollars at the moment in West Africa is actually being spent in Nigeria, Lagos States, most especially in Bejuleki. Yeah, the highest concentration of dollar in West Africa at the moment is concentrated at in Bejuleki. No, but then now, with everything I've said, why shouldn't you, why shouldn't you invest in Nigeria? But now, I'll give you reasons why you should invest in Nigeria. Number one, you should invest in it because it's your mother's land. Dangote or $10, they have massive plots of lands in Nigeria. Yet, they have their green citizenship and their green passport, their blue passports. Still, they still have what's it called? They still have properties in Nigeria. But before I go into that, let's share a story that you know, that I know, that everybody knows. And if you don't even know the story, you can even check online for the story. Well, let's talk about Pastor Sunday Adelaja, the man with the largest church in Ukraine. Pastor Sunday Adelaja has left Nigeria since about 30 years now, according to what I read online. And he said he has always heard that there was going to be war. Well, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, right now, till now, till the war broke out, he felt it wasn't going to happen. But what happened? He didn't want to be in Nigeria. He's based there. There's nothing he's coming back to Nigeria to do. Like, his life is now in Ukraine and all that. And when the war broke out, it wasn't easy for him to run back to Nigeria. All of his investments were in Ukraine, and he lost everything. Investment was $4 million. And don't forget that he's a foreigner. He's a foreigner. We'll talk about racism. We all know what racism is what it is at the moment. Even if the war if they finish the war, if the war ends, I'm not sure he'll be able to get back his property because he's a foreigner. Unlike if he has invested all those things in his father's land. I don't know if you're getting what. If he has invested all these things in his father's land, he wouldn't have lost it. And as a wise real estate investor, you shouldn't even have investments in one place. You should have it several places. The Bible even says, cast your bread upon many waters. Upon many waters. No, not just one water, many waters. So I would say that one reason why you should invest in Nigeria as a Nigerian is because, number one, you are a Nigerian, and foreigners are not going to build our nation for us. The country where you are at the moment, if the owner of the country didn't build it, I'm not sure you'll be able to stay there at this time. So you should invest in your father's land. It's still your father's land, because your name still carry Nigerian name. Your son is still Nigerian name. So no matter what you want to do, even if you don't want to claim Nigeria, your skin still tells that you're Nigerian, that you're an African. If anything wants to happen, remember the COVID period when they had the first class and the second class citizen. You are still a second class. In fact, third class citizen safe. So you should invest, even if you don't want to come back to Nigeria, you should invest in your father's land. Anything can happen where you are. The only certainty in this world that we live in this life is uncertainty. Anything can happen. Don't ever know that COVID was going to come out, was going to break out, and will be told to stay in the house. Anything can happen where you are. So investing in your father's land is a big advantage. Number two is we have so many corrupted leaders. And the deficit in this housing, of housing in Nigeria is actually very, very large. And the government cannot do this alone. It also needs individuals to come into this and do it. Their people need houses. Birth rate keeps increasing. Population growth keeps increasing due to migration and all that. And as a wise investor, the more the problem, the more you offer solution to get money. The government cannot do all this things alone. You need to invest in your father's land where you can actually make more money. Imagine you're building a house for rentals and you're getting your rental income. For shared apartment, you're getting your shared apartment income. You get so many things. There's so many things you can do with real estate. That's why we're here to help you out. Number three, at this moment, the dollar rate is favoring those abroad, the abroadians, like I call them, the abroadians. The dollar rate is favoring you at the moment. Imagine 700 naira to $1, and that means you're going to use more money, your small dollar, to actually acquire big thing here. Yes, you're going to be using small dollar to acquire big things in Nigeria. So now with just $15,000, $10,000, you can actually have something tangible in Nigeria. So that is another reason why you should invest in Nigeria. Number four, the return on investment and return of investment. People don't know there are two different things. Return on investment is the profit you get on investment. Return of investment is your capital that you invested into a particular investment. So now if you're investing in real estate in Nigeria, you're actually getting your return of investment quick. And also you're actually making your investment quick. And lastly, let me close with this. Why you should even invest in Nigeria. Since I was born and right now that I'm in my 30s, let me share this story with you. Mr. Augustine Sylvester is my father's friend. This happened to us, the house where we actually grew up here. Mr. Sylvester is Mr. Augustine's father. In 1967, during the Biafra War, Mr. Sylvester has a friend whose name, I don't know the name, but let's call the name of the man Mr. Chidi. Mr. Chidi had to run out of Lagos to his village, and he gave his friend Sylvester, he said, Sylvester, I beg, help me take care of this land. I will come back to get this land. And when he went with the land, he went with the document of the land. In 1967, in year 2018, I think Mr. Sylvester told his children that he had the property, and in 2018, since 1967, during the Biafra War, where he has run away and he has gone to his village, in 2018, Mr. Sylvester's children came, even though Mr. Sylvester is already dead, but I think the children are aware that the property belongs to Mr. Chidi. And when Mr. Chidi children came, they came with, what's it called, with document like, my father said this land belongs to him. They did the verification and the confirmation of the property, and they released the property. Since I'm born till now, I've never seen where a land has been uprooted and been taken to somewhere else. No, it's still a land. No matter what happens, tsunami, flood, whatever, the land will still be there. The worst that will happen to any land is just that the structure is going to fall off, but the land is still there. You should invest in real estate. It is real. You can touch it. You can even control it, unlike cryptocurrency. Respect to those who trade forex and currency. They tell you buy the dip. Some people have bought the dip and say the dip but you can feel it, you can touch it. That's why it's called real estate. Oh, your book will sell. If you need this, you can actually reach out to me while I go back to what I'm saying. So I talked about 4 reasons. I've talked about 4 reasons why you should invest in real estate now. One is your father's land. Foreigners are not going to build your land for you. Number 2, the return on investment of real estate is actually very, very quick and fast. Number 3, the population, the deficit in housing is so large that the government cannot do it alone. We need your cooperation to actually do this together to build our nation together. And number 4, I talked about the dollar rate, how you're going to use little dollar to make more money right now to do bigger things. And it can happen anytime. There's uncertainty in every nation. The UK, US, whatever, they only want us to see what they wanted to see. So you should also let us build this nation together. So like, come away next time. I am Noella, your real estate consultant, your wealth advisor. We are in the business of helping you to multiply wealth through real estate, and we help Nigerians in Nigeria, Nigerians in diaspora buy, sell, lease, manage real estate properties, build, develop real estate properties.